I want to ask Johannes Beermann whether bills or coins can spread COVID-19 and whether Germany is likely to go cash-free anytime soon. Many people are afraid that cash could carry the coronavirus and see it as risky. What do you think? Is there research on this?
I would say that's been sufficiently disproven. If you look at the banknotes, like the €5 or €10 bills here, which are in particularly heavy circulation, they have a special coating. We know from research that bills and coins don't play any role in the spread of infections.
Banks stopped using €500 bills last year. Critics called them impractical. They were also linked to corruption and money laundering. Is that the crux of the matter? There's an initiative called Better Than Cash that's calling for cash to be abolished. They say slush funds are a problem. Dirty money, money laundering, big sums that aren't declared to the tax authorities or the state.
Of course, we have to combat money laundering, tax evasion, and the financing of terrorism. And I think cash has to be monitored, as should other payment methods. We have to ensure that. But I don't think that this will vanquish the underground economy.
I asked Beermann if cash has seen its day. He says he doesn't believe that cash is about to be replaced by cards or mobile apps anytime soon. It's estimated that the German state loses up to 10 billion euros in tax revenue each year as a result of cash-in-hand payments. One particular problem: the high cash turnover in the restaurant business. Berlin's finance senator complained in 2019 that up to 80% of revenue in this sector was not declared to the tax authorities. With her organic produce and great location, Siebel doesn't need to resort to low wages, cutthroat prices, and cash-in-hand payments. But she knows these practices aren't uncommon in her trade.
It goes like this. I implore you to work on a €400 a month basis, with zero tax or insurance deductions. In theory, you should work 40 hours a month for €10 an hour. But in actual fact, you work 40 hours a week and get paid €400 a week, cash in hand. But you're only registered as having a €400 job with the authorities.
So the state loses out?
Yes, and I buy my French fries at a budget supermarket and I don't declare that either.
How do you mean?
Well, I buy them, but I don't submit the receipt as an expense. I throw it away.
So the tax office can't estimate what you might have earned?
That's right. They don't know what amount of French fries I'm selling.
Electronic cash tills, mandatory receipts, and other types of monitoring are helping to eliminate such practices. Siebel pays her employees more than the minimum wage, and it's all above board. And fewer of her customers are paying in cash. While just a year ago only 1 in 10 payments were by card, now it's almost 1 in 3. She welcomes the development.
Cashless payments are a real boon for us. There aren't any disadvantages. We don't have to gather up the cash and take it to the bank every evening. That's become far too dangerous. You can't give anyone the wrong change. We're glad when people pay by card, to be honest.
Whenever I pay by card, I leave a digital footprint for every beer and bag of French fries that I buy. But who's interested in this information and why? And what repercussions does that have on our everyday lives? Vienna's University of Economics and Business is the largest university of its kind in Europe. For many years, Professor Sarah Spiekermann has been researching how our financial data trails are observed and analyzed. She says credit card information and data from electronic payments are feeding an industry of data brokers.
We know that credit card companies pass on this data. In the meantime, they can observe everyone in real time via all the digital media that they use to create large-scale profiles. It's almost become normal to have 30 to 40,000 pieces of data on each person. And with this high-resolution history, they know what you do, the routes you take, what you buy, what you pay for, where you go on vacation, how much you pay. They know it all.
How much alcohol you drink.
How much alcohol you drink. You can calculate those kinds of things too and sell that information to the highest bidder. We've analysed, for example, how Oracle Blue Kai has described collecting 30,000 user attributes from 200 data vendors, which would allow them to create the profiles of 700 million people. That's probably the entire Western world.
The entire Western world.
And if we look to see who's providing that data, Visa, MasterCard or Axiom, Google, Facebook, Twitter interfaces, that's surveillance capitalism. Surveillance capitalism involves hundreds and thousands of companies with data exchange agreements working together behind the scenes.
As a result, data about our payment behavior is increasingly determining our everyday lives. Without seeing or comprehending what is going on, we can feel the effects, not just when we are shopping.
Ordinary people, people who are quite similar to each other, might find themselves paying different prices for flights, hotels, all kinds of things. Or they might be refused insurance or passed over for a job offer. They might find all those negative things happening to them and put it down to bad luck or fate. When in reality, it's the result of databases making some sort of prediction about them. And people behind the scenes are earning money to create these profiles of people. It's disgraceful.
Payment technologies are developing rapidly. While we feel that we are at the cutting edge here in Europe if we pay by smartphone app, in China, Chinese and US companies are testing smile-to-pay facial recognition technology.
This is me using my face to get into a convenience store in China.
A facial scan lets you enter a store and pay for goods. AI can recognize the person and their credit rating. But it can do more. Also detect emotions and social affiliations. It can also tell whether someone is under stress or might be coming down with something.
If I pay with a smile and I start to connect smiling to economic transactions, then this habit will also leave its imprint in my real world. I don't think we really want those kinds of associations to develop. Our society and social interactions would become subtly commercialized.